Yes, folks, hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Chris, this is MoDXtra Games and Collectibles. An absolute pleasure to have you with me here today. And here we are, folks, we're in June. It is YoJoe June month. The excitement at MoDXtra Games and Collectibles Towers is being amplified to a face-melting, ear-bleeding volume. We cannot wait to hear more about what's going to be taking place over the month of June. And in just the last couple of days, there's been some news, there's been some info, there's even been some leaks to give us more of a picture as to what we can expect, at least in the short term, over the YoJoe June month. So it is my intention in this video to get you as up to speed as I am with all these various bits of news and info that I've drawn in from a variety of threads so that, you know, we're all on the same page. You and I, MoDXtra Games and Collectibles viewing community, will all know the same stuff by then. So let's get into it. Let's have a look at the news and then we'll have a look at the leaks. YoJoe! All right then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the news bit first and bring folks up to speed on that, and then I'll do the leaks in the back half of the video and give you a bit of a warning. So if you want to bomb out the video because you don't want to see the spoilers or hear about the spoilers and you want to be totally surprised through YoJoe June, then I'll give you an opportunity to do one at that point, at the cost of my own average view duration. But that's fine. I don't want to tell you stuff you don't want to know. Because I reckon there will be people out there who are just a bit like, oh, not more leaks, who would like to be like, oh, on the day. And that, of course, is fine. So, yeah, let's get started and set the scene. And the first piece of news to talk about, if you're not already aware, is that on Tuesday, the 4th of June at 11 AM Eastern Time, over on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, there will be a G.I. Joe fan stream. Woo! That's the Instagram post that I saw notifying the world of said event, but I believe it's been on all their socials, so you probably already know, but just in case you don't, making sure that's clear. I've got the description here on my phone. This is what they've said about the stream on Tuesday. YoJoe! Gear up for the infamous Hasbro Pulse YoJoe June fan stream. Join Lenny, Tony, and a new Cobra recruit some of you may just recognise, Serpent, Winky Face Serpent, next Tuesday, June the 4th, on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel at 11 AM ET. This will be a big one, filled with new reveals, name drops, and yes, pre-orders. Don't miss out. So, yeah, there you go. As anticipated, a nice early stream. Historically, Tuesday is the traditional night for Hasbro fan streams, so that kind of fits in. Now, whether that's the only fan stream we're going to get through June, it doesn't make clear. We don't know at this stage. Last year, they did a stream a week all the way through June. But this description does describe it as a big one. So whether that's just going to be a massive, like, 1 hour and that's it all done and dusted in that one shot, or whether it means a big one because what they're going to be revealing and naming and setting up for pre-order is going to be big, either literally or figuratively. Maybe it's going to be big. Maybe they're going to announce the Rattler. I don't know. It's hard to tell. What we do know from the Entertainment Earth drop zones is that there's a number of Hasbro drop zone entries. If you're not familiar, the Entertainment Earth drop zone is like a sneak peek at upcoming pre-orders. They're often written with ambiguous teaser language, and there's a few in there that indicate there's going to be a couple of kind of Hasbro pre-orders made available on Tuesdays over June. So whether that means we're going to get a stream and the pre-orders are just going to drip out over the month, or whether that means we're going to get a stream and they'll do a few this week and then get next stream and there'll be some more drops, or I don't know. There's no indicator as to what that picture looks like and how that picture is going to be painted for us over the month. All we know is that it's kicking off on Tuesday the 4th of June at 11 AM ET. Very curious to know who their new special Cobra recruit is. Hopefully a bit of fun, something a bit silly, bit daft. I'd be up for that, definitely, to bring it to life. But they're definitely calling out that there's going to be reveals, there's going to be name-onlys, and there's going to be some pre-orders made available. So that's what we know for facts right now. Now, I'm going to move into the leaks in a minute, but we've got a bit of a picture as to what those name-only reveals, the pre-orders are going to be. So I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, that's great news. That's like I say, the excitement is amplifying around these parts. Can't wait for Tuesday. It's 11 a.m. so Eastern time, so check your local time zone. For the folks in the UK, I've obviously checked it for myself. It's going to be 4 in the afternoon, and it'll be my full intention to watch it live, make loads and loads of notes, and then get a reaction video made, hopefully on Tuesday night, following the event. So there you go. That's everything factually that you need to know at this stage. Okay, folks, now this is your leak warning. I'm about to start the section of the video where I'll talk about the leaks. So if you are eager not to hear these in advance of YoJoe June, now is your moment to drop out the video. I'll give you a second to make your way out, because you obviously need to pause to hit the like button before you leave. All right, I'm going to assume if you're still here then you want to hear the leaks. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to do a quick screen change in order to do this section. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to the following individuals. The Ruckus, an action figure store owner, runs a store called Chaotic Entertainment. Links to their socials and their store will be down below in the description. To the Full Force podcast, to the Artist Shark, and, of course, to my Joe Bros over on the G.I. Joe Discord server that I belong to, who've given me some secondhand hearsay information as well. And I've corroborated as much as I can corroborate. I've gone and done the research and double-checked against those sources what they've said and where their information has come from and what type of information source it is. There is some stuff I'll mention that I haven't been able to corroborate that is definitely still rumours on the wind, and I'll point that out as I go along. Working through. So this graphic here, this is the graphic I used in my YoJoe June speculation video. This was the conclusion, really, of gathering loads of bits and bobs from around and about in the community to put my stall out as to what I think is going to be taking place over YoJoe June. So the quick summary of that was that they'd be revealing a standard retail wave of 4 figures. We knew at that point that it was likely to be Alpine, Iron Grenadier, the Iron Grenadier Bat, and then an unknown other. I also speculated that we were going to get a retro card wave again. Pretty confident, high probability around the retro Cobra Commander at the time with 2 unknown additional retro cards. Just to contextualize that, this was based on retail listings with code names that the Full Force podcast, Chris over at the Full Force podcast, has gathered together. Then I speculated that we were going to see the 60th anniversary figures that were in those retail listings, which at that time we knew to be the 60th anniversary Marine and the 60th anniversary Pilot. I then considered the fact that we'd seen leaks of the Mad Marauders subline figures. This was a Sergeant Slaughter figure and then a 2-pack with Spirit and Lowlight in it. That was a back of the door of the factory photograph type jobby, and speculated that if they're done, dusted in boxes and in they're getting sneaky photos taken at the back door of the factory, then we're probably going to see those. And then I put out there that I thought maybe we'd see some other stuff like Nemesis Immortal, that there was going to be a vehicle. There's a vehicle on the retail listings that I thought might be a good shout for YoJoe June. And then there's a troop builder on the list as well that I thought might be a good shout out for YoJoe June. So there you go, there's a quick summary. But obviously go back and rewatch the whole video. But that's your quick overview. Now, there has been some movement in that space because retailer listings for pre-orders coming from wholesaler to retailer have revealed some of the gaps in this and confirmed some of the stuff in this. And that's where that Ruckus comes in as a retailer. They have shared what they've pre-ordered for their store and what the descriptions in those wholesaler listings are. So we've got a pretty good picture of a chunk of this stuff, and I'm proud to say that my my research into all the various bits of news and spoilers and speculations and rumours ended me on a pretty decent speculative conclusions list. So here we go. So let's get into it and let's talk about what we've got. Let me move to the first changeover here. So in the standard retail wave, the Alpine's been confirmed, the Iron Grenadier's been confirmed, the Iron Grenadier Bat's been confirmed, and the 4th unknown figure, as you can see, I've just changed it on the screen there, is a Storm Shadow version 2, which is the white outfit with the grey, disguise, camouflagey things on it. I'll put one below me here. So obviously that's going to be very pleasing to a number of people. The version 2 of Storm Shadow was a popular vintage figure, so a classified reinterpretation of that will land well, I suspect. And while I'm disappointed that it's not a new character, I think Storm Shadow version 2 will round out that wave quite nicely, especially with 2 Iron Grenadier sort of subline characters in them. So there we go, folks. There's your first bit of leaky news coming from the wholesaler to retailer listings. Storm Shadow version 2 is going to fill that unknown gap on the standard retail wave. Then moving down into the retro carded section, we now know from these retail listings that there is a retro cardback Cobra Trooper on the listing, as well as the retro Cobra Commander being confirmed. There's still a third unknown retro character, to my knowledge, at this moment in time of recording. So whether it's going to be a wave of 3 is yet to be fully known, but we know that the retro Cobra Trooper is on there. Now, again, what that means, what that looks like, we've obviously got to wait until Tuesday to find out. There was some, the language that the Ruckus used was insinuation that the retro Cobra Commander was going to be hooded. But I actually genuinely, I'd be surprised. I would strongly suspect that it's going to be the retro Cobra Commander from the Hiss tank, but obviously without the unique Mickey Mouse design in the mix, or some slight changes. Maybe the blue is going to be a bit darker or something. I'd be very surprised if it's the hooded Cobra Commander that they choose to do. But some folks will be pleasantly surprised if that is the case. The Cobra Trooper again as well. We don't know if this is going to be a whole new sculpt or whether it's just a redeco of the earlier Cobra Infantry Trooper, wasn't it? I don't know. Obviously, in my wish list, I said I'd love to see a kind of Sunbow cartoon style Cobra Trooper. That would be amazing. And they've definitely demonstrated from the release of Duke and Scarlet that they're not adverse to kind of going back and doing new sculpts of characters they've already got in the retro line. So they've got the kind of classified interpretation with the sort of classified fancy pants stuff going on, but then you've got a classified version of the retro vintage look and feel. So the Cobra Trooper is yet to be confirmed any further than knowing it's on the listing. However, I'm firmly putting my vote towards wanting a Sunbow cartoon style trooper, and then we'll see what the unknown other is, if there is in fact an unknown other. Moving into the 60th anniversary wave that I speculated, there's some interesting stuff going on here. Again, the 60th anniversary Marine has been confirmed. This was accurate speculation, albeit had a very high probability anyway. But the pilot has been named as the 60th anniversary Halo jumper, which is really exciting and interesting. Now, as far as the 60th anniversary Marine goes, word is that this is like a sniper-style character. But this, I could not corroborate this at all. I was unable to find the original source on this. This was a guy in a Discord who told me that they'd heard on someone else's stream that this was the case. So I don't know. I can't corroborate that, but that's the rumour around it, that the 60th anniversary Marine's got a kind of sniper vibe thing going on. The 60th anniversary Halo jumper is obviously super interesting, both in terms of the aesthetic elements of it. So it's not quite a pilot. It's going to be it's still something in that sort of aeronautical space, but something a bit different, perhaps making use of ripcord or, God forbid, even Crazy Legs, although we've seen nothing about Crazy Legs yet. Maybe, just maybe, me and Connor over at Fuller's Figures ages ago were talking about how we used to love the old parachute characters. Maybe there's something really fun and exciting and different and interesting and a bit of a novelty gimmick attached to it in that sense. That would be, because I love the barmy shit, so that might be cool. So again, what that looks and feels like and what that actually involves is yet to be seen. We, of course, will have to wait till Tuesday for that. I say that, there's probably going to be render leaks crop up on Monday. But there you go, 60th anniversary wave. The pilot is a Halo jumper. On the Mad Marauder subline area, Sergeant Slaughter has been confirmed, but we've got no word on Low Light and Spirit yet. But Sergeant Slaughter, the Mad Marauder Sergeant Slaughter, is definitely on that wholesaler to retailer list. And then moving into my other stuff section, no word on the Nemesis Immortal. The vehicle has been revealed to be the Cobra Stinger with driver, which I know a lot of people will be very, very excited about. And no further word on the unknown troop builder at this stage. But obviously the Cobra Stinger, again, I speculated with a high probability. There had been noises around and about from people who tend to know these things that might be a reveal that's a direction of travel. It's obviously a quick, easy win for G.I. Joe Classified in that sense, because to all intents and purposes, it's just a repainted Vamp with a different weapons package, weapons loadout on the back there. Who the driver is, don't know. There's been no word on that from those retailer listings that this information is coming from. I would suspect it will be a redecoed kind of Cobra infantry trooper style character, probably in the colour scheme similar to the Ferret driver, perhaps, or in that kind of, it was grey, wasn't it, the old vintage one, like a grey colour scheme, which would be cool. It'll suck for folks like me who generally don't pick up the vehicles due to display real estate, because I love when there's a new splash of colour in the colour palette of the figure selection. But for those of you who love your vehicles, obviously Stinger's a very popular choice, and it'd be great for you to get out in the garden and battle your Vamps and your Stingers against each other with a bit of a Ferret Scout doing the business up. Checking things out. You better show me some pictures when you do, folks. Right, so there you go. There's some information we've gathered with a high probability of reveals on Tuesday night. There was a bit more info, though. If I go to this slide on my speculation, I talked about more other stuff. We've had no word on Road Pig, no word on Once a Man Cobra Commander, and no word on this other Cobra Commander that Emily mentioned during the, I think it was the Toy Kind of Mood interview that they did. Again, I'll link that down below. The Snake Eyes version 4 has all but dropped off. No talk of that since that teasy use of the vintage figure that Lenny did, again, in the Toy Kind of Mood interview, and no further word of the Desert Scorpion. I genuinely think this was just some random hearsay that reached me from a guy who knows a guy who was basically trying to get me to watch a Viper Island video. So they're off, gone quiet. They could be a surprise reveal, could not be. I'm very eager to see Road Pig personally, because I'm into filling out my Dreadnought team, squad, unit. The Heart Wrencher, though, and the Falcon 2-pack, we've had a bit of information about that. So Heart Wrencher is confirmed as the other character in the Falcon 2-pack. This came through Artist Shark. Again, I'm not entirely sure where his source is. This is not from the retailer listing, so I'm sensing that this is probably not going to be a YoJoe June release. This is just some new information that's come from somewhere. I'm not sure what the Heart Wrencher Falcon connection is, to be honest. I was trying to think about it. I mean, Heart Wrencher's not a character I'm massively familiar with, other than a brief appearance in some Devil's Due issues, I think, off the top of my head. I reread everything last year. So, an odd choice, but Lenny has all but, basically confirmed that the Falcon's going to have a new head on him. So it's definitely one that I'll take a closer look at. I know many people will take a closer look at in light of the Falcon, Team America melted face situation. So yeah, an odd choice to pair up with Falcon, but could be interesting nonetheless. So a little bit more information kind of leaking through. Whether that's YoJoe June information, though, is yet to be seen. And there we go, folks. As of today, I'll be posting this probably on the 1st of June, according to my research that I've done tonight and had a look around at. That's where we're up to. That's all the most up-to-date information as to what's coming along. I hope you found that useful, just that little kind of summary of all the little tidbits that have been knocking around. Once again, thanks to the Full Force, Artist Shark, That Ruckus, Entertainment Earth, and of course my Joe Bros over on Discord who like to give me a heads up and keep me in the loop to allow me to make videos of this nature. If you did find it useful, do the thumbs up thing, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, all the YouTuber bollocks and malarkey here at the end. Otherwise, keep an eye out Tuesday night. I'll definitely be doing a reaction video to whatever we see on the stream. I'll probably be talking through some digital renders and some some in-hand figure footage, sharing my thoughts. So I hope you enjoy that. And join me on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. UK, where I'll be doing a Listen to Your Friend Chris live stream, where I'll invite you to come along and we can discuss and debate them even further. But all that remains to say is thank you so very much for watching. You could have chosen a bazillion other videos, and you chose mine. And have a great day. You know, it's the weekend, folks. So I hope you got your feet up. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're having a nice time. Maybe you're watching the football. There's a big match Saturday night, you know. Yeah, that's it. I never know how to finish these things, do I? I'm awful at this. So I'll just say, ta-ra now.